Is that good lighting? It is. Beautiful. Beautiful. Bum, bum. Let's get some music going. Can we get some music going? Can we get some mushroom jazz? What up, boys? What up? Why is that light there? What light is that? Oh, that's my... There we go. There we go. Oh, that's a little too much. Let's go maybe that way with it. Beautiful. Should we go here? No. Let's see. There we go. Okay, perfect. What up, everybody? Stream looking good. Thank you. Shout outs to Greenlee. Shout outs to Go Dogs. How many sprays would you recommend a Dior Sauvage EDT? Well, it's a medium to heavy projector. Somewhere in between the 6, 7 out of 10 range for power. So, and it's an EDT, so you got to remember it's going to be loud up front, quiet in the back. So it's going to be loud for the first, hour or two. So I would say comfortable Sauvage EDT. If you're a light sprayer and you don't like going heavy, I would say about 5 sprays. If you want to spray it and not have to worry about it for the rest of the day, I'd probably go up to like 6 to 8 sprays, to be honest with you. Yo, I'm looking clean. Just turned on the scent bubble stream. And you know I'm in a mixture. Open your eyes and you can see the picture. 4 to 6 sprays of elixir. Cause you see in me, you got that Sauvage, that's the EDT. And then obviously the beat cuts out, right? I can't wait to get into these female fragrances. 5 sprays, that's overkill. 2 is more than enough. Brother Charles over here spraying like a Catholic nun. 2 sprays of Sauvage EDT. That's crazy. Ain't nobody gonna give you compliments, bruh. Ain't nobody giving you compliments. They don't even know you got a fragrance on. He said, 1 on your neck, 1 on your chest. 6 sprays to stain that shirt. Hey, do you, Brother Charles? I know you ain't trying to get fragrance to go past the pew. That's all good. Dum 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 dum. Hi, my name is Eliza Acosta. What's up? Good to see you. Vlogs by Asas. What's up, man? Clean looking stream. Thank you, dogs. What up, bro? How you been, man? Scent of the day, guys. What was my scent of the day? Scent of the day was Halloween Man Shot. This has almost a Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Male elixir, but to me, it's a bit smoother and less rough than Sauvage, or not Sauvage. Y'all got me saying Sauvage now. It's a little bit smoother than Le Male elixir. Le Male elixir leans a little more tobacco and honey. This leans a little more honey, slightest incense, maybe like 5% incense. Really hard to find online without paying a premium. But for me, I found this on a Facebook group. A guy had bought it and only sprayed it like 3 times. So I got this for about 20 bucks for 120 ml or maybe 100 ml, which is insane. I would have bought 20 bottles from him. Most of us are used to seeing in the discounters, Depozo's, the purple Halloween man, which is really nice. I think I actually have it. Yeah, this one. Most of y'all are familiar with seeing this one. This one's the one of which Jeremy Fragrance hypes up. This is a good one as well. This to me is what Invictus Aqua, your kind of off non 9 PM-y vibes should have been. Invictus Platinum, that type of stuff. A lot smoother. Oh man, it's one of the best, fresh, most versatile fragrances ever. In the bubblegummy category, it has a way of being aquatic bubblegum without bubblegum. It's crazy. It's like almost Bazooka Joe, but dialed back to be more watery, slight fresh floral, very fresh floral actually. This is honestly sleeper of the day. And you can get that for like 25 bucks on Amazon for like 120 ml. Absolutely insane. I think those two are the only ones you need from the Jesus Depozo Halloween Man series. You don't need Halloween Man X. You don't need the red one. Halloween Man Shot is the one you want to go for romance. Halloween Man Standard Purple Bottle is what you want to go for your everyday dumb reach. I was actually just going through the ladies' fragrances that we're gonna go over real soon. We got a gang of them, something like 24 or something. We're gonna start talking about we're gonna bring some content to the ladies because 10% of my channel's viewership is female. So we're gonna help them out. I think a lot of women watch my stream, number 1, to get fragrances for their men, number 2, to get fragrances for their kids, and number 3, because we do touch on quite a bit of unisex fragrances. So it could be stuff that they are wearing as well. But I want to bring some exclusive fragrances for the women, and I want to go through all of the designer for women so that they can have some perspective as well. Because one thing women don't have is a man's perspective. I'm not going to tell a woman why she should wear something for herself, but I'm going to say as a man who's married, and I've been around the block, you know, I'm about to be 36 in a couple weeks here. I feel like I have a good pulse on how certain fragrances that females wear make me feel. And so any information that we can give to the ladies is, you know, is going to be good chats. Where's Joel at? Joel, where are you? I need your broom. Come through here with the moderation. Fish, I'm sorry to tell you, I am Mr. Clean. I'm the original Mr. Clean. So that's spot on. What's going on? Trapadin, what's poppin'? Are the stuff behind you real? I would sure hope so. Nah, this whole setup is an inflatable setup. I just pull like a little button out of the back when I, you know, end the live and it all deflates. What's up, brothers? Scent of the day. New bottle from Dumont, Tresador, Melodia, Imperial, Valley Dupe. Gotcha. What's it smell like, Santana? Favorite cologne? I don't have one, dogs. When you got this many bottles, they're all your babies. Scent of the day, Latafa, Najdia Intense. We might have to look that up real quick. Keep your fragrance questions coming, baby. Najdia Intense. I hope you're spelling that right. Najdia Intense. I forgot what clone this is. Ginger, mint, pineapple, apple. This one, right? Oh. Is it that one? A little bit marine, aquatic, fruity, aromatic, warm, fresh, spicy. Looks like it's got some decent notes in it. Freshie with charm. That's what's up. I've seen a lot of people reviewing this. I haven't felt the need to pull the trigger on it myself, but we do have a lot of reviews coming. I mean, a lot. I've already got probably 6 reviews in the queue. I just went to Sephora today and reviewed, not Assad Bourbon. What was it? I reviewed the new Dior, the new Dior Parfum 2025, which I think you guys will be shocked with my review of that. I know a lot of you guys had your eyes on the new Dior release that was highly anticipated. Everybody is a Dior Homme Parfum lover in here, I'm sure. And it was a very interesting fragrance. I'm not going to tell you my thoughts on it. When I drop the, it's one of the very few hot takes episodes. We normally do 3 minutes or less on a hot take, but this is one of the ones where I took a good 10 minutes to review that fragrance, especially because I know a lot of people are trying to figure out, oh shoot, a lot of people are trying to figure out whether or not they should buy it. So I had a lot to say about it. And then another fragrance we did was, dang, what was the other fragrance we reviewed? Oh, Platinum Egoist from Chanel. So, yeah, y'all look forward to that. Yeah, you don't have to spend a lot of money to find good stuff. Silver, you get timeout, buddy. Bam. Paradise Garden clone, minus the coconut. Oh, yeah. I remember people were anticipating that heavy. Yeah. No, people love Paradise Garden, so I can see why they wanted the clone. And from what I remember, a lot of people were reviewing it as a pretty solid alternative. My favorites are Dior Sauvage, Versace Eros EDP, and Bleu de Chanel. I mean, hey, that's the holy trinity of designer fragrances, right? Everybody has those. Dumont Tressador. Yup. Smooth leather, woody, dry down, smells luxurious and niche. That's what's up. Versace Pour Homme. You know, I did a review of Versace Pour Homme recently, and it's definitely not a bad fragrance, but I just feel like for the price point, there's so many alternatives. Like, here's a real easy alternative. $20 Mont Blanc Starwalker. This is that DNA with bamboo. You know what I'm saying? Very clean, fresh. I mean, this is just... yeah, it's nice. Starwalker. Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Intense. Light Blue sucks. Light Blue Intense is worth the buy. They ramped up the projection. Just ordered some Al Haramain Amber Oud Exclusive Blue. Although folks say it's not Haramain, it was pricey, but still cheaper than Leighton. You know, I just picked up Leighton in a travel spray just to review it again for you guys. And, you know, I'm thoroughly convinced that Leighton is just an excuse to make a fragrance that smells like cherry chapstick. I want to mess with the Al Haramain exclusive line from them to see if I can find like Leighton twist, because Leighton standard, I'm very much not on board with it. I'm an older guy, you know, so just the fact that it's sweet and slightly interesting is not gonna put me over the top to go purchase it. I need a Leighton twist, because that cherry chapstick DNA is just, it's played out. With that being said, L'Eau Medial EDP, Cherry Almond, classy. I am a fan of that. I'll tell you what, another one I'm a fan of is, so as most of you know, if you were tuned in earlier, I hate Dark Cherry and Amber from Banana Republic. It smells like a body mist for women. It's a good smell in the air, but not on a man's skin. And so another fragrance that I'm not the most fond of, but I have respect for it, is Mahir Legacy Black Edition. This is one of the most smoky Nag Champa style incense fragrances. It's dark, the tiniest touch of like vanilla, but it's mostly like heavy incense, moist incense, saffron, dry woods. This is like after you've burnt Nag Champa, one of the cone incense in your room. This is the after residue of that, but just fresher, you know, the next day air wafting in. It's very good in the air, but on your skin, it's very Middle Eastern. So what I did is I'm a big fan of fragrances that you don't like. Try putting a completely opposing DNA to it for contrast and see what it can do. So in this context, we took dark cherry and amber and Mahir Legacy Black, and we put smoky incense behind the dark cherry DNA. And we did a 2-to-1 ratio. Now, in my testing of this combo, you can totally do 1-to-1, but if you love cherry or want to love cherry, go 2-to-1 in favor of the cherry. If you like smoky dark fragrances just as much as you like fruity sweet, then I would go 1-to-1 and it'll be slightly fresher, a little less Acqua di Gio Profumo dark. But one spray, bam, of that Mahir Legacy Black. And now you've got a really awesome excuse to use both of these fragrances and get almost a Tom Ford, I forget what the name of it is. It's not Lost Cherry, but it smells like the smoky cherry from Tom Ford. I forget what the name of it is. Maybe one of y'all can help me in chat. 2 sprays of dark cherry. And that cherry becomes so much more real, so much more juicy, so much darker. Smoke and woods kind of get soaked in the sweetness from the cherry. Very warm and ambery. Now we're talking. Now this is something you can totally wear. And this pairing sparked the conversation about the new series I'm going to launch on my channel, which is Layering 101, where we take fragrances that people are split on and that they don't like, and we try to remix them with bottles back here to give them a fresh take to make them a lot more wearable. So in this case, if you're somebody who, I know a lot of people that love dark cherry and amber, but if you're one of those guys who put on dark cherry and amber and you said, man, this smells too feminine, this smells like a body mist, try that Mahir Legacy Black behind it. I did try Bentley Absolute, which is also another dry woods, smoky, incensey fragrance, but it's a lot more fresh and dry, whereas Mahir Legacy Black kind of has some weight behind it, so it really duffs out that cherry and makes it feel more real. But man, what an incredible pairing. So we're going to start talking about different fragrances that you can layer. Obviously, my most famous and most notable layering combo that kind of went viral about a week or two ago was Liam Gray, which is BDK Grise Charnel, on Thanksgiving last year. We took Liam Gray and we put Tom Ford's Oud Wood, or the alternative, which is Maison Alhambra Woody Oud. So the Tom Ford Oud Wood DNA with the Grise Charnel DNA, and it duffs off so much of the overkill sweet floral powder and fig that you get from this fragrance. It makes it a lot more earthy. It's almost like giving, in the same way that Hasavat brushes up and gives a more masculine, mature, earthy rendition of the pineapple note in Creta Ventus, Oud Wood brushes up on Grise Charnel and gives it a much more earthy underbelly. And so that duffs off a lot of the sweetness from the fig and the powdery florals and just makes it a lot more masculine. If you don't do that, this is a unisex, slightly feminine leaning fragrance. Men still like it, but makes it more commercial to put Oud Wood on top of that. And a lot of people tried that combo right after I dropped that video on Thanksgiving and actually went out and bought both of those fragrances. You know, $40 can get you Liam Gray and Woody Oud, and people were putting that combo together. But a lot of people already have both of those fragrances, and they said, man, that pairing was special. So I got a lot of emails, I got a lot of comments, People really enjoyed that. I know I've been blabbing for a while and not answering questions, but y'all know me. That's how it goes. It's actually Tom Ford Cherry Smoke. There we go. So yeah, we were able to make a Tom Ford Cherry Smoke vibe out of those two, and people were loving that as well. Do you have any recommendations for a formal type of cologne? Because I'm just getting me an everyday setup for my fragrance. A formal type of cologne. I would, Joel, but I need to know how old you are. I'm a 35-year-old man, so I'm older. So my formal or dressed up fragrance might be different than yours. You might be 25 and I'd give you a different recommendation. If you're a teenager, I'd give you a different recommendation. So put your age, Joel, on the chat and I'd be happy to answer that for you. I like that youth, do, and taboo. Anyone here know similar colognes, Obsession, Calvin Klein type? I don't know any alternatives to Obsession. However, it's so cheap. Why would you want to alternate from Obsession? I think you just need to graduate out of that DNA entirely, like go to a more upgraded wheelhouse of fragrance. Liam Gray got a jazz smell, kind of. Yeah, I always liken it to an art teacher. You know, someone who's really artsy, artistic. Gris Charnel can either feel like a 40 or 50-year-old woman, or it can feel like a very unique, feminine-leaning, expressive beta male type of vibe. But I consider myself alpha, and I do like the BDK Gris Charnel DNA, but I can't wear it solo. I gotta duff it out with minerals or suede or leather or more white florals and powder florals. That's just me though. Y'all can wear it however you want. We're almost the same age. I'm 38. That's what's up, man. Shout outs to all my 30s in the building. My 80s babies. Isaac says, I'm 16 years old and I own Bad Boy Cobalt. Isaac, I've seen you in here before, man. Cobalt is nice. Latafa Kamra, Coach for Men, Ultra Male. What should I add to my collection? It's a good question. So you mostly have sweet fragrances. The only fresh fragrance you got there is Coach. I would start, Isaac, you're going to always gravitate at your age towards sweet fragrances, but I would challenge you to kind of go outside of the box a little bit. It looks like you're messing with clones, so I'm going to assume for the most part, well, no, you kind of have a mix. You know what I'm saying? But I would steer clear from the sweet fragrances because you have plenty of that right now. I would give yourself some contrast and let's mix it up. Let's mix it up, buddy. $20, Mahir Legacy Silver, which is Parfums de Marly Sedley. It's a mojito, but as a 16-year-old, I wouldn't expect you to know what a mojito is. This is lime mojito, which is an alcoholic kind of slushy drink. Lime mojito with rainwater on top of a sheet of metal. So it's slightly metallic, very vibrant, invigorating lime up top, and a little bit of complexity in the background for sweetness. It's still got that sweetness you want, but it's more of a 4 out of 10 sweetness and more of a manly fragrance. For a 16-year-old, it'll make you feel 18. So this is everyday, dumb reach, blind buy, blind grab, and it's about 90% close to the original Parfum de Marly Sedley. Just lacks a little bit in the background complexity. You can get this at Burlington for $20. You can get it on Amazon for $25. And any online discounter, you can get it for $20. I'd put a little more freshness in your collection, buddy. Another cool one for a 16-year-old to wear, to be honest, Isaac, is Vibrant Vetiver Delight. This smells like, again, this is a sweet recommendation, but to me, it's a different kind of sweet. A lot of your fragrances feel romantic sweet. This is playful romantic sweet. Vibrant Vetiver Delight. This smells like expensive Sprite. It's like you went to a restaurant and you just ordered a Sprite with your meal, and for some reason you got charged like 20 bucks for the drink. This is really nice. Vibrant Vetiver Delight, one of the most commercial takes on vetiver that you'll ever find. The bottle's cool, the atomizer, listen to this. Low pressure atomizer, psst, nice and smooth, super long lasting. You could wear it in school. You can wear it all day in school and people are gonna be like, yo, you smell good, bro. What is that? This is clean, man. This is low key, not talked about enough in the fragrance community, but I think for all my guys 20 and under, this is insanely underrated. And this will beat out most of your fragrances. You've already got romantic covered. You got a tiny bit of fresh. Now let's go fresh and playful. That fragrance is the one you're gonna wear out of the gym. You're gonna wear it when you wake up and you don't wanna think too hard about fragrances, but you still wanna have like a little bit of cat call to you, for lack of better words. Okay, let's start rolling through the chat. What's a 37 next month? So, Smooth, were you the one who asked? What do you think about Straight to Heaven by Killian? Very good fragrance. So Joel asked for the formal. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm catching up. What do you think about Burberry Hero? I just got a sample and I'm thinking about buying some. Burberry Hero is popular, but it's not special. I think you shouldn't pay more than like $20 for Burberry, and I don't even think you'll run through an entire bottle of it. I think you should get a travel spray or a half-size bottle and then save your money to maybe go and upgrade to something a little more designer than that one. It's a very old school, old DNA. It still works, it still smells great, but there's so many other options out there. So Joel wanted the formal fragrance and he's 18. Okay, thanks Joel. So what you're gonna wanna get is Acqua di Gio Profumo, but it's either discontinued or extremely limited and hard to find. So the best clone I've found, and I really think that this is dead ringer, this is like 95 to 100% accurate, of Acqua di Gio Armani Profumo, and this is Lattafa Sacrat. What's beautiful about this fragrance is it's so underrated that you can get it on Amazon right now for like 15 to 20 bucks, 100 ml. Beautiful marine aquatic with the tiniest bit of incense behind it. Bro, when I tell you, you can blind grab, blind buy any season, any reason, and this is gonna put some hair on your chest. It's one of the very few marine aquatic fragrances that still has just as much seduction as your Jean Paul Gaultier, your Spice Bomb, your Gucci, all that sweet crap that you kids are wearing to pull chicks. Yeah, it works. You know, it's cool. Eros, all that stuff. But this is man seduction. When the girl says, I don't want a boy, I want a man. But it has such a freshness and lightness to it that the maturity on it doesn't take you out of your age range. It just makes you feel a little bit older. This is dumb reach, blind buy. For $15 to $20, this is probably the top 5 best clones of 2024 to me, even though it didn't come out in 2024. But trust me when I say no one's gonna smell like you, and this is so versatile. You can dress it up, you could dress it down, but there's just a very masculine versatility to this, and it's cloning a DNA that's absolutely timeless. Everyone wears Acqua di Gio, but no one wears Acqua di Gio Profumo because they can't get their hands on it. But if you have Lattafa Sacrat, that's S-U-Q-R-A-A-T, no one will smell like you. And you are gonna smell rich as crap. All right. What's the best fragrance for teens? Okay, so if I'm gonna recommend 3 affordable fragrances for teens, we're gonna go with the one I just talked about, Lattafa Sacrat for $20 on Amazon. You can get it the next day. This is gonna have you smelling rich, sophisticated, but super duper fresh and easy to wear anywhere. So this is the utility fragrance. This is gonna be what you wear almost every day. When you wanna switch it up and get romantic, I'm gonna recommend Halloween Man Shot. You look this fragrance up, 20 bucks is gonna get you 120 ml, and you are gonna have one of the most seductive fragrances of all time in the affordable category. I'm gonna say that to me, the fragrance that this imitates the most is Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Male Elixir, but to me, for a teenager or somebody 25 and under, this is way smoother, way richer. So you have your seductive date night fragrance, and man, does that not look special? Just absolutely beautiful. So you got your utility fragrance, you got your romance fragrance, and then we're gonna hit them with some star power and go something different. So let's go something like Imagination from Louis Vuitton. And since I know you can't afford it because you're in school, we're going to go with Sahib Intense. This is about a 95% clone of Louis Vuitton's Imagination. You only get 70 ml as opposed to 100, but for about 35 bucks, remember, it has to look like this bottle because there's two Sahib Intenses. This was from Ard Al Zafaran. Don't look it up like that. Just go on Google and type Sahib Intense, S-A-H-E-B Intense. And this is about 95% close, much closer than something like Intimation or a lot of those Fragrance World LV dupes. So this is the star-studded lineup for you teenagers and 25 and down. The utility fragrance that smells sophisticated, rich, and super versatile marine aquatic cloning Acqua di Gio Profumo. Your date night fragrance, which is going to be Halloween Man Shot. You can also go Halloween Man. This might be hard to find, this top one. If you can't find it, you can go Halloween Man Purple Bottle. And this can also be very romantic and seductive, and is actually more versatile for this than this. This is all date night vibes. This is date night and upscale casual. So you got your romance, you got your utility wear, and then your kind of rich but play fragrance. You know, you're on the beach, you're at a pool party, you're going out, you want to smell slightly fruity, but you still want to smell expensive. You're going to go with your Louis Vuitton clone of Sahib Intense for about 35. This is the most expensive one out of the bunch, about 35 here, about 20 to 25 here, and about 15 to 20 here. But for $80 or 70-ish bucks, you have a trio that is absolutely freaking unstoppable, and it only costed you the price of one bottle of designer fragrance. That's pretty incredible if you ask me. Okay, let's go through some other questions. Kamrakawa is okay. It's pretty nice. I think once you get over the fact that, oh my gosh, it's Kamra with a little bit of caramel latte in it, you know, then it kind of dies out. You know, during the winter, it's really nice to bust out a couple times a month, but no one wants to smell like coffee all day. At least men. Skin, give me a second here. I saw you said, what else should I get? Ask that later. I'll answer it again. I just want to roll through some other questions. OG Cedrat Boisé or Cedrat Boisé Intense? Neither. The problem with Cedrat Boisé is it's so classic at this point that it's almost outdated. It's timeless in the world of perfumery, but out in the world, in my wearing experience, going out with the fragrance, is it doesn't pull compliments. It smells a little bit special, but it dies down real easily. I really think Cedrat Boisé has to be remixed. It lacks the modern flair that a lot of these fragrances that are designer are coming with, even the clones. So for me, if you want Cedrat Boisé DNA, here it is. This is Paris Corner Amir's Cedrat Essence, and it is claiming to clone or inspire by Cedrat Boisé. The only difference is just like the juice suggests, and as you can see, I have quite the dent in this bottle, it has a note of green honeydew melon. So it smells, it's completely cloned Cedrat Boisé perfectly, but on top added a significant note of honeydew green melon, and that just makes it slightly more playful and very much more modern. You still get the rich smell, you still get the sweetness, you still get the complexity, but this to me is a much more competitive fragrance in today's market as far as that DNA goes. So, and the beauty of it is it's only 20 bucks. So you can get a mere Paris Corner Cedrat Essence from pretty much anywhere for about $20 to $30. Fragrance by CA is going to have it for 20. Amazon's going to have it for around 30, 35. So you pick where you want to get your shipment from, but stellar bottle, best Cedrat Boisé clone, but it is a twist. And I actually, the twist that they provided is what I think that fragrance needed all along. Only grown men like my age and up can really still wear Cedrat Boisé and Cedrat Boisé Intense and still kind of pull compliments because it's reminiscent and kind of has a vintage old school money type of feel to it and a luxuriousness. But for young people 30 and down, it's really a dated fragrance in my opinion. Not everybody's going to share that opinion, which is why I call it an opinion, but a lot of people trust my nose and buy fragrances that I recommend on this channel. A lot of people do. I should start taxing really, but I should get a percentage because of how many bottles that people have went out and bought due to my recommendations. But nonetheless, like that's my take on it and I'm sticking to it. What cologne is that? Abel, clarify which one, what color was the bottle, and I'll tell you. When I was 16, everybody was rocking Drakkar. I don't know what school you went to, but no one was rocking Drakkar in California, in Arizona, anywhere I was at. Drakkar is a fougere to the core. You walk into a barbershop, you want it to smell like Drakkar. I always tell people, when you were little, you used to go to Great Clips and a lot of these places where it was only like 15, 20 bucks for the haircut. Now you go to V's. Now you go to the more upscale barbers where you're getting a beard shave and all that stuff. They're putting the hot towel over your face. And the more luxurious barbershop is what Drakkar Intense smells like. This is a beautiful fragrance. I think it's super underrated and it's incredible, but kids do not wear Drakkar Intense. It is a masculine, older male fougere fragrance. Not doubting your story at all. You're 100% right. If that's your testimony, you're sticking to it. And I'm not saying you're lying. I'm just saying when I was going to school, people were mostly wearing Axe body spray. If they weren't wearing Axe body spray, they were wearing things like Acqua di Gio Armani, some Marc Jacobs, some Gucci, original EDT, Nautica Blue, what else were they wearing? Yeah, those are pretty much it. I mean, you got to imagine at the high school level, you know, Cool Water, Jordache, you know what I'm saying? Like some Burberry. Yeah, man, no one was rocking fougères when I was in high school. They were rocking sweet or aquatic fragrances or not at all and rocking the massive craze of 20 to 30 different variations of Axe body spray. I vividly remember tons of kids walking around bringing their Axe body spray to school and going into bathrooms and smelling Axe body spray everywhere, as well as kids just pulling out their Axe in class and just, you know, like just, it was just out of control. I thought I was one of 10 kids that was even rocking fragrance during the Axe body spray craze. And you got to give them credit because the fact of the matter is what they were providing was a ton of super affordable DNAs that people wanted to smell. Cotton candy, sour apple. You know, they were playing with the fragrance stuff. Cedar, vanilla, cinnamon. You know, the branding for Axe body spray was so good. I mean, people thought they looked so cool with all black bottles with sexy, exotic, vibrant, euphoric looking color waves. And yeah, but anyway, to each his own. Diptyque with Dior mix, is it a good combination? I can't speak to that, Mr. A. I don't know, but I do know that most Dior I love. By the way, has anybody been putting their nose to that new Dior Homme Parfum? I just smelled it today, and I'm interested to see what you guys think, because I have a video dropping on it soon. Luca says, I got a friend complaining about Gucci Guilty Elixir Pour Homme. He says it gave him a headache. Well, yeah, it's because one of those Gucci's, I'm not sure if it's elixir, but one of those literally smells like gasoline, and then the rest of them smell completely different. But I forget which one it was. I have it in my phone, but I don't want to turn the stream off. But one of those Gucci's is almost like nuclear on the level of like Fahrenheit EDT gasoline and tire rubber. But yeah, most of the Gucci Guilty line I really do like, but I think it might be the green one maybe, or the black one that's the best. I have it written down. I actually have a Gucci Guilty ranking video that I'm dropping really soon based off of going into a Sephora and they let me try them all. Let's see. He just referenced Vibrant Vetiver Delight by Paris Corner. Greenlee, thank you for that. What are your oldest era-wise colognes and vintage formulas? Well, I have a couple here. In fact, I was just going over this with some other individuals. Let's see. I do have a lot, but I'll share two with you that are original formulas, first batch DNAs that I don't wear anymore, but it's almost like a conversation piece, I would say at this point. So the first fragrance that I wore ashamedly so, was Marc Jacobs by Marc Jacobs. This is the original, I believe, EDP concentration. Nope, Eau de Toilette. But this was before I knew about seasonal wear. This is before I knew about notes. I just went into the store. I smelled it. I said, that smells expensive. That smells luxurious. I want it. And I wore it every single day for many years in high school, off and on. And as you can see, I still never even completed the juice on this because my number one fragrance in high school was Acqua di Gio Armani Eau de Toilette, the powdery glass bottle. I ran through about 2 or 3 of those. But this was my romantic date night, hitting on a girl, taking her out, prom night, all that. And it just is so nostalgic. This is the one fragrance I put my nose to it, and I immediately think of all the memories I've had putting this on in Arizona heat, 100+ degree weather, wearing a cold weather fragrance and still getting compliments is just insane. This is an original batch, first wave batch of Versace Eros. Is it? I'm tired, guys. You gotta give me a break. Versace Dreamer. This is not the new formulations that you get today. This is from the early 2000s, probably 2002, 2003. And so as you guys can see, I never cracked a full dent in this because I wasn't the most fond of this back in the day. This was kind of just my go in a different bag type of day. I was mostly rocking this and Acqua di Gio Armani Eau de Toilette. There was some other ones I wore, Nautica Voyage. I stayed with some Nautica Voyage as a kid. To me, when everybody was wearing Axe body spray, I felt better than everybody rocking Nautica Voyage. Don't ask me why. As a kid, you have crazy thoughts in your mind. But yeah, those are some of my vintage, if you want to call it that, reaches. I don't really consider Nautica Voyage vintage, even though it's been around for 20, 30 years. But it certainly was around when I was wearing my other bottles that I just showed you guys. And yeah, I had a good time with it. I didn't own a lot of fragrance as a kid. I only had maybe 3 or 4 fragrances ever. And I was a part of the Axe body spray committee a little bit. I had a couple of those to bust out when I didn't want to waste all my juice in my fragrances. Best fragrances for teens, Ari, we kind of went over that. I went over kind of the holy grail of fragrances. You got Halloween Man Shot, you got Latafa Sakrat, and you have the LV Imagination Sahib Intense. I work at a fragrance store, and my manager let me take whatever I want out of the retired tester bottles box. I found F by Flavia and the discontinued Gucci Pour Homme. That's really special, Abraham. That's dope. Burberry Hero is okay. Mine is on the chemical side at first spray. Listen, don't expect much out of Burberry Hero. The same way I tell people don't expect much out of Nautica Voyage. It's good, but leave it at that. Affordable all year oud? Absolutely. Boreal Oud's Oud for Glory. I call this the Great Gatsby fragrance. This is the fragrance that Leonardo DiCaprio wore in The Great Gatsby. It looks like The Great Gatsby. Nice, soft rubber film over the glass. High quality. About a 90 to 95% close to Initio's Oud for Greatness. And one of the most commercially wearable ouds you will find on the market. Not funky at all. It's very fresh, but it is dense. It's nuclear borderline. I would call it 9 out of 10 beast mode. 2 sprays on this, 1 in the front, 1 in the back, and you will be set for 24 hours easily. Oud, Amethyst, you know, Rose Oud from the same company. This smells good in the air, but to me, this best suits women. I think anybody claiming that this is a great fragrance for men is just, they own too many bottles of fragrance and they're giving too much credit to good formulations in the air. And they need to tell you that this is outright not a men's fragrance at all. This smells like, and I think another reason it's misleading is because it makes people think of Initio's Side Effect with the purple bottle. But at best, this smells like a really cool 40-year-old woman. But I don't care because I like it in the air. I'm just not going to wear it. And I'm not ashamed to say that I don't like that fragrance. Jesse Miller, I'm sorry, I don't remember what bottle you're referring to. I'm trying to work my way down the comments. For teens, Lacoste L'Homme EDT or EDP. I'm going to be honest with you, Luis Jimenez. Speaking of Lacoste, a super sleeper fragrance is Lacoste Red, also known as Lacoste Play. For those of you who mess with Nautica Voyage and like the green apple aquatic take, Lacoste Red is a red apple aquatic fresh take, and it's very nice. Today, I think it's just called Nautica Red, but type or Lacoste Red, but make sure you type Lacoste Red Play or Lacoste Play Red, and that's a super sleeper in the Lacoste line. I wore that a ton in college. And it was awesome. I got compliments all the time. I love the change up of apple. Most people mess with green apple. Not a lot of people mess with red apple. I think Mont Blanc might be the exception on Explorer, but I'm not the biggest fan of Explorer or about half of the Mont Blanc line because it smells synthetic as crap in the openings. Lattafa Sacrat is very musky and aquatic. It's Profumo. That's all you need to know. I'm thinking about Paco Rabanne 1 Million Phantom, but I'm kind of stuck. What are you stuck between? Oh, 1 Million or Phantom. I'm going to be honest. The difference between 1 Million and Phantom is the difference between Le Beau and Le Male. Or Ultra Male. They're so close, you're not losing by getting 1 Million or Phantom. But if you do get 1 Million, I would probably go with something like 1 Million Lucky. Phantom is great. I have both of them behind me, and Phantom is really nice. I would say if you want more utility, go Phantom. By utility, I just mean being able to wear it every single day. If you want romantic date night, asking your girl out, looking fly in front of the ladies, I would go 1 Million Elixir, without question. Lattafa Sacrat, I haven't heard of it, Jesse. Luca says, I got a friend complaining about Gucci. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, dude, you're double typing, Luca. Stop it. I really want a fruity, sweet, sexy fragrance. I was looking at Les Beaux, Les Parfums. I have my own job, and I make a good amount of money to save for college, car fund, etc. I can afford colognes from $100 to $300. That's great that you can afford $100 to $300 fragrances, but thankfully today, Isaac, you don't need to spend $150 on fragrances. There are so many alternative inspirations that will allow. Here's the thing, bro. Let's say you have $300 right now, right? what you would normally be able to get in 1 or 2 bottles of fragrance, for $300, I'm getting about 15 fragrances, all 100 ml large bottles. So if you want to go designer / niche and only get 2 bottles of fragrance, that's cool. I would recommend, you know, a ton of different stuff in that scenario. But if you want to just have 10 to 15 bottles so you have a lot of variety in your collection, you want to start going to the clone and dupe category, because the thing about it that a lot of people don't understand is Fragrantica has rated these fragrances. You're not blind buying. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people have gone on Fragrantica and told you how good a fragrance is. So you can very, very, very confidently not feel like you're blind buying a clone or a dupe. You just simply go to Sephora, or you go to any fragrance store you have, Neiman Marcus, Sephora, Kohl's, Ulta Beauty, and go smell every DNA that you love. Smell the Gucci, smell the Marc Jacobs, smell the Sauvage, smell the Bleu de Chanel, you know, smell everything and write down on your phone, okay, I like Sauvage Elixir, I like Bleu de Chanel, I like Gucci Guilty Pour Homme, I like, you know, Acqua di Gio Armani EDP. And write them all down. And once you write them down, just go on YouTube and type, if it's EDP from, say, Sauvage Elixir, top 5 Sauvage Elixir clones. And then you can get those recommendations, take them over to Fragrantica and see which one's rated the highest, and then buy the knockoff. Or you might go and look it up and see, you know what, there's kind of split consensus. Not everybody knows if it's good or not. Okay, I'm going to get the original of that. But then over here, this Bleu de Chanel clone, like Club de Nuit Iconic, which goes for $20 and performs way better than Bleu de Chanel. Okay, that one I'm going to get a clone because it's extremely high rated, and I'm going to save some money to then spend my other money on niche or designer that I absolutely have to have. So to me, when I look at somebody who says, you know, I got $100 to $300, obviously getting 2 niche or designer fragrances that are expensive are going to be amazing, you know. But it's also just as amazing to have 10 or 15 knockoffs that are incredibly good performers and great quality. And there's the thing we know now about clones and dupes is there's over 100 extremely valid, if not better, clones than the originals, and they're less than $30. Speaking of which, I was thinking about designer, and look at the juice I've killed on L'Homme. L'Homme is better than La Nuit de L'Homme, guys. Just accept it. I know I'm the only one out on my boat like Tom Hanks calling out to Wilson, but I don't care. YSL L'Homme is amazing. YSL myself sucks. It's the worst. YSL Y is great. You can debate that it's better than La Nuit de L'Homme or L'Homme all day. You know, it's 50-50, but whatever. L'Homme is special. Okay. What's similar to your Presence by Mont Blanc? I like that DNA, but I don't know how many that reproduce that type of smell. I'm going to be honest, Lewis. This DNA is special, buddy. The heliotrope is done in this fragrance unlike I've seen heliotrope done in any other fragrance. That's what makes this expensive. That's what makes this smell special. And for $15 to $20, you can get this 50 ml bottle at any Burlington coat factory that you know. When I think heliotrope, I go to Mont Blanc Presence. I don't look for an alternative. But if you go on Fragrantica and you type Mont Blanc Presence and pull that fragrance up, I'm going to show you guys real quick. A lot of people don't know about this, but I feel like you should, right? So if I go to Fragrantica, right? And I'm going to type in Presence Mont Blanc. And I'm going to show you guys this, so don't worry. So I'm going to go to Mont Blanc Presence, right? There's the fragrance, okay? And if I scroll up, it's going to show me the notes, obviously. It's going to show me the performance. It's going to show me the DNA of the fragrance, right? There's that heliotrope I was talking about right there in the middle. But if you keep going down, it will show you fragrances that will remind you of Mont Blanc Presence. And so just keep scrolling down. And also you'll see people that like Mont Blanc Presence might also like these fragrances, and you can scroll through these. So it'll recommend fragrances that are similar to Mont Blanc Presence, But what they'll also do is you can click the note of heliotrope. So you can click heliotrope. It'll tell you what it smells like, but then under it, you see that? It says heliotrope perfumes. So you can actually see fragrances where the star note is heliotrope. It's got some Molinard in there, the Crown Perfumery, Bulgari, Initio Parfum Psychedelic Love. So it's going to show you anything that has heliotrope in it that's in the wheelhouse of that fragrance. So I would recommend doing that. But to be honest, I think for heliotrope as a note and affordability, Mont Blanc Presence is going to be some of the best stuff you can get at its price point. But, you know, there's other fragrances that have heliotrope that are really great as well. Abraham, I agree with you on Gucci Guilty. Can you show the spelling of these fragrances? Jesse, yes, I will. Just tell me which ones you wanted, like try to spell them out, and then I'll correct your spelling. 3 for teens, Lattafa. Oh, Greenlee hooked it up. Yo, Greenlee, you keep performing like this, buddy, you're going to get modded. Beeb Jammin says, Armaf Men's Hunter Intense is too hard to beat for 20 bucks. It's not hard to beat, but from the standpoint of how affordable versus how great of a Sauvage clone it is hard to beat. It's hard to beat that price. But, you know, there are other Sauvage Elixir fragrances that do absolutely well. I do think Hunter is a better Sauvage true to form than Lattafa's Assad. But if you want a Sauvage Elixir with more performance and twist, then this becomes the better fragrance. I was actually surprised. I told people initially that I absolutely hated Lattafa Assad because it had a terrible opening. And yet, after about a year of owning this fragrance, I took it out 2, 3, 4 times and just sprayed it, you know, 1, 2, 3 in the air to kind of take the pressure off the bottle. After about 6 months, this got shockingly good because so many people told me they love this. I knew a guy who told me once that he sleeps with this. He sprays it on the back of his pillow and goes to bed at night with this fragrance. I thought that was kind of alarming. But yeah, I gave this a try 6 months later and it changed my mind. My wife actually smelled it on me when I was trying it 6 months later and said, wow, what was that? So women seem to really like this DNA. I don't get why women love the Sauvage DNA because I'm not the biggest fan of it. But if women like it, that might be the reason to get the fragrance as well. I don't always wear fragrance for myself and for my expression and personality and to change the vibe and be a vibe creator or wear a fragrance that complements a space I'm going, like a theater or out to eat or something. Sometimes I wear a fragrance because my wife loves it. And I think men also want to wear fragrances, even if you're single, that women say they like. You know, seeing a woman say that she liked Maison Francis Kirkjohn's Grand Soir was the reason why I even gave it a shot. Because when I saw vanilla and amber, I was like, well, I don't like overly sweet. I do love amber, but I don't like heavy vanillic scents. I think they don't have a lot of complexity to them. But I saw someone say, you know, Grand Soir was the most sexiest fragrance she had ever smelled on a man. And so I got a sample of it, absolutely fell in love with it, and now I have a bottle. So, you know, I think we can also wear fragrances to uplift and complement the people we're around as well. Which means wearing a fragrance that you might not always find the best, but you find that it really uplifts the people around you. Jean-Paul Gaultier, 1 million Elixir, Gucci Elixir, yeah, breakdown and which is overall best on all levels. I'm not going to get too nitty gritty, but I hope you're talking about Le Male Elixir Cap, but really the only thing you need to know about the difference between those two is when you're dealing with Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Male Elixir, you're dealing with tobacco and honey. I do think that Le Male Elixir is the best JPG, and I am very opinionated in that. I know there's plenty of people who like Ultramale, plenty of people who like Les Beaux, plenty of people who like certain clones of that, certain people who love Paradise Garden. I, however, think the sexiest Jean-Paul Gaultier fragrance And that's what people want when they get JPG. They want to smell sexy. To me, it's Le Male Elixir. Now, comparing that to something like 1 Million Elixir is really just splitting hairs. It really is just a preference battle. They're both doing the same thing for you, which is that they're both extremely sexy, seductive, sweet fragrances. It just comes down to your preference of sweetness. Do you like the tobacco to kind of make you feel a little rough around the edges with your honey vanillic sweetness? Or do you want more of a spice bomby, just romantically sweet, somewhat season-based seduction sweet? I personally think I would lean towards the tobacco brush to give it that contrast and edginess, so you still smell sexy and sweet and spicy, but you have that tobacco to masculine that out. You know, but I think the younger people would probably lean towards 1 Million Elixir, because they're going to lean on just the absolute sweetest fragrance, hands down. Jerry says, what's your thoughts on Lattafa and specifically Amir Al Oud Intense? It's okay. I'm sorry to not give you a ton of information on that, Jerry, but I don't think that's a fragrance I would recommend. There's just other stuff in that wheelhouse that I would recommend over it. Paris Corner Mango Bliss gave me a headache. Gave that stuff away. Hey, listen, man, when you buy fragrances that have a star fruit note in them, you're treading dangerous territory. It's like, even like something like LV Imagination or Bulgari's Tigar, which is basically just a citrus fruit basket on aqua notes. You tread a fine line, because whenever you have a star fruit note, it just gets old fast. You know, how much dark cherry and amber are you going to wear? How much Tom Ford Lost Cherry are you going to wear? How much Tom Ford Vanille are you going to wear? How much Bulgari Tigar are you going to wear? How much Angel Share are you going to wear? How much, what else do we got? Even something like a Millesime Imperial with the watermelon note. How much of that are you going to wear back to back? Probably not a lot. It's going to be a circumstantial piece. Creed Aventus is pretty much the only star note fragrance that I'm aware of that people have no problem wearing it all the time. But some people, many people, hate Aventus because they hate pineapple or they hate lemon. But yeah, there are fruits that are extremely timeless, such as lemon and lime and bergamot and things like that, but I don't really consider those fruits. When I think of fruits, I think strawberry, raspberry, blackberry, pineapple, melon, apricot, peach, mango, stuff that really stands out. Citruses are almost like woods. You don't always smell woods in a fragrance, but they always have woods listed as the note, unless you're talking about cedar or birch or something like that. I don't really consider bergamot, lemon, and lime, unless they're a star note, to be fruits in the same way that I think about some of the sweeter fragrances. Now, with that being said, one of my favorite fragrances of all time right now, especially clearing up 2024, is Mancera's Vetiver Sensual, which has a star note of lime, but also has lemon and some additional fruits in it. But this is very much earthy, grassy green vetiver on woods with a lot of a huge injection of lime and lemon, citrus and bergamot, just pumped into that earthiness, and just makes for one of the most sexy yet hyper masculine yet still slightly sweet yet extremely earthy fragrances that still comes across insanely commercial. Like, this doesn't quite smell designer. It smells a level above designer, just by a little bit. It has distinctness. It has such character, star power, 10 out of 10. Whereas a lot of designer, I feel, creeps into the 9 club, but doesn't quite hit 10 out of 10 unless we're talking about something like Dior Homme Parfum, Dior Homme Intense, different stuff like that. But this is a citrus fragrance that doesn't have a star fruit note, but it does have a star note of lime. But they've dressed it up in such a plain way, but made the fragrance detail in the background so interesting. Vetiver Sensual might be top 2 best Manceras. Just to put things into perspective, guys, I'm not just talking out of my butt and acting like I know what I'm talking about here. I just bought this fragrance last month. This is 120 ml. Look at the dent. Matter of fact, let's flip the bottle over so you guys can see the dent I've put in this bottle. I've only had this fragrance for 1 month, 4 weeks. And look at the dent that's been put in this bottle. This fragrance is insane, special, memorable, signature, and most importantly, insanely versatile. It can go to any situation, any season, any reason, and it is probably top 2 best vetiver renditions of all time. Another fragrance in that wheelhouse, if you don't want to spend that much money, but you still want to get a classy elegance, earthiness that still feels super modern and ageless. A lot of times when you go with vetiver and woods and stuff like that, even with the Ventus, with the birch and all that, it can feel very much like a 25 and up fragrance. You can have a more ageless wear with something like Ferragamo's Bright Leather, which I talk about quite often on this channel. It is one of the only any season, any reason, any age, any occasion, commercial, mass appealing leathers, period. Normally when you get a leather, ombre leather, Tuscan leather, dupes like Off and On Rare Carbon, you're dealing with a cold weather fragrance that gives cowboy or motorcycle or edgy desert vibes. Ferragamo uses blonde leather, puts an insane amount of citrus similar to Vetiver Sensual on top of the leather. So leather is still very much there, but it plays more of a 60-40 role in favor of the citrus. And I've made many of my friends who almost exclusively wear niche drop down and buy a 100 ml bottle of Ferragamo Bright Leather. Class, sophistication, yet super bright and invigorating. As soon as you put your nose to the cap, you'll be like, oh wow, this is incredible. Beautiful bottle presentation. You just can't beat that, guys. You just can't beat that. And it's very cheap, 25, 30 bucks for the 50 ml. I got a friend complaining, dude, you got to quit that, Luca. Luca's got to get the timeout. Luca's got to get the timeout. I responded to that already. What cologne is your most offensive, used not for compliments, but to scare people away? I don't have a fragrance used to scare people away. However, I will say some of the most nuclear fragrances that I have to date is going to be the clone of Oud Satin Mood, which is Ministry of Oud Satin. To me, this is 99% close to Oud Satin Mood. It's slightly less powerful, but that's not saying much because this is absolutely nuclear. One spray of this will take you 24 hours, no question. Low pressure atomizer, about 30 bucks for this fragrance. I think I got mine for 20, and it clones Maison Francis Kirkjohn Oud Satin Mood to an absolute freaking T. This is nuclear, guys. This is one of those fragrances where it's very sexy, but they overdid it. They really overdid it. I would love an eau de toilette version of this. I'm the kind of guy with this fragrance where I'm putting it on skin and I'm putting it under my shirt like I don't even want you to know I have it on. So the only way you can really smell it is when you get at about this distance from me, because I do not want this travel in the room. Or if it's a sexy date night out and you're doing something that's outdoors where the air is just going to kind of push it off you a bit and dumb it down, then that makes a lot of sense. Another nuclear fragrance that I have is Atlas. Atlas is a fragrance that I'm going to be giving away on my channel. I'm going to give away the full bottle. Cloning Meglamar. And this fragrance is just so freaking nuclear. I think it was a hype beast. So many people said that this fragrance was incredible. I'm not the most convinced of that. But I know I'm a minority in this conversation. Most people absolutely love this fragrance, but this is even more nuclear than Oud Satin in an insane way. that will scare people off, because quite honestly, it scared me off. I have a couple other ones that are insanely beast mode, but those are what I would call nuclear fragrances. I want a sexy fruit summer fragrance, a good everyday fragrance. Oh, come on. I've owned a lot of cologne. Nothing has gotten me more compliments like Versace Eros, which I like, but not my favorite. Again, I hate Versace Eros. It's not my juice. But do I have Versace Eros? Eau de Toilette, the original classic? Yes. Versace Eros Parfum is better, but you literally can't lose with this fragrance. This is a blind shot swish fragrance. EDT, EDP, or Parfum, it doesn't matter which one you have, you will get an insane amount of compliments. You will wear it every single day, and everybody will love you for wearing it. It just is what it is. I get the Eau de Toilette because I want the original formulation and I don't want to adulterate it. This is the fragrance that made that the fragrance to buy, but I only have a 50 ml, and that's all I need. When I just want to go back to something reminiscent to people, or I want a crowd pleaser that's semi-formal slash playful upscale casual, this is just something that'll never do you wrong. I highly respect this fragrance, but it is not my personal signature fragrance. But it doesn't matter. EDT, EDP, Parfum, you have to have this in your collection if you want a fragrance that is dumb reach, signature. I don't care if a lot of people own Eros. Eros feels different on each individual that wears it. The only people that will say, oh, you're wearing a fragrance everybody has, is fragrance reviewers and kids that think they know about fragrance. The general public will absolutely love you for wearing Versace Eros, and no one will ever tell you you don't smell good wearing Eros. So it just is what it is, you know? Vintage Avatar cologne goes for hundreds on eBay now. Good to know. Back in the day, I'm 51, Davidoff Cool Water, Guy LaRoche, Drakkar Noir, Aspen, Eternity Obsession were the latest releases. Me too. Me too, buddy. I'm an 80s baby. Opinion on Clinique Happy for Men. Don't get it. Don't get it. I have Clinique Happy in here, both for men and for women. And to me, it's just a waste of a fragrance. If you want a very light on the skin, invigorating wear, I would probably go... I would go this. This is actually going to be quite a jump. I was going to recommend something very simple, but I'm going to retract that. This is sweeter than Clinique Happy, but it's in the wheelhouse of the citrus that's coming forth and the dryness of that fragrance. The same $20 to $50 that you would spend on Clinique Happy, I want you to just take your $20. I want you to go to fragrancebuy.ca, and I want you to buy this. A Fragheads Asylum by FOMO, which clones Elysium by about 95%. You're going to get an extra large 100 ml bottle. You're going to get a great bottle presentation. You're going to get incredible citrus, slight woods, but mostly just basket of citrus, bright, sweet, extremely versatile. And this will make you feel way more happy than Clinique's Happy. When you smell Clinique Happy for Men next to this, you're gonna want to get the Men in Black light flashed in your eyes to forget you ever even thought about Clinique's Happy. All right, guys, I'm going to be signing off soon. If you have any questions you wanted answered, hurry up and put them in the chat because I'm going to start flying now. C-Dub says Black Tie from Jeremy Fragrance is very offensive. Yeah, you know, the most famous fragrance from Jeremy Fragrance is Office. So I can understand that. Isaac, stop asking the same question over and over. I work at a fragrance store. I was given some tests. Okay. Why do we do this, boys? Why do we do this? Also, what smells the best? I already... John Paul Elixir, 1 million Elixir, Gucci Elixir. Jean Paul Gaultier elixir, Cap. I already told you this. Best tropical country niche fragrances in your opinion. Doesn't have to smell like summer, if you know what I mean. Storm, I don't know what tropical country niche is, so I can't answer that question. Tropical country niche. So you're basically just saying a tropical niche fragrance? I wouldn't really go niche for a tropical DNA. There's too many great designer tropical fragrances. You know what I mean? Like, and clones. There's some insane tropical clones. Favorite all-time cologne was Armani Mania. Word, word, word. Burberry Classic Eau de Toilette because it's my go-to every day at school. Do you think I should change it up? Yeah, you got to change that up, Joel. Joel, ditch that Burberry, bro. Ditch that Burberry. Go with that Holy Trinity recommendation I recommended earlier. Need a Greenlee alternative. No, you don't. You need to stop wearing Greenlee. There's too many stuff close to Greenlee that kills Greenlee. 1 million EDT is ultra past in 2025. No, it's not. It works. Baby boy Eyeballa, what up? Kicks, what up? Hey, yo, Kicks. Yo, if you're still in here, bro, this right here is low-key gas. One spray here, 2 sprays here, and now you have Cherry and Smoke from Tom Ford. I need my 5%, Kicks. I need my 5% before you put that together. Matter of fact, Kicks, do you know who this is? Oh, shit, he stopped rapping. I was going to say, I was about to freestyle up in here, Kicks. You missed my freestyle on the intro. Yeah, I cannot do Rose. Oud for Glory is loved. Second bottle always. For sure, Frank. Hey, what's your favorite Jean Paul Gaultier? Le Male Elixir, Trace. Without question. Reference, Lacoste. Yo, Greenlee. Hey, listen, man. Y'all got to give it up for Greenlee, bro. Y'all got to give it up for Greenlee. Every time I drop some gems, he's transcribing the fragrances in the chat. Anything I've spoke about, Greenlee has posted. I'm telling y'all right now, y'all need to peep game. Which would you choose? Rabanne versus Elixir or Carolina Herrera Bad Boy Cobalt Elixir? Carolina Herrera, without question. Without question. See, the thing that it comes down to, bro, is when we talk about sweet fragrances, anytime something reminisces in my nose to an existing Paco Rabanne, Jean Paul Gaultier, anything in the sweet category, Phantom, if anything even remotely touches that DNA, I'm already pissed off because they have exhausted the spectrum of sweet fragrance, and they don't deviate from vanilla, cinnamon, amber, tobacco, and spices. They just keep mixing it all up with the percentages. They don't throw nothing new in them. So for me, I'm going with Cobalt Elixir. I feel like bluing out that DNA is something refreshing. It's not groundbreaking, you know what I'm saying? But it's something different. I feel like most of those fragrances can be summed up in 2 fragrances. You know, everything is an Invictus Aqua twist or a Spice Bomb twist. You know, there's like a spectrum between aqua sweet bubblegum and spicy vanillic amber, and they just sea walk back and forth, and it's annoying. It's really annoying. I could buy 2 fragrances that sum all those up without question. Without question, guys. And I'm gonna pay my money. I'm gonna pay more money to do it because I'm just gonna stun on y'all for it. I think when you're playing with those DNAs, you can't smell cheap. Especially for me at 35, I'm about to be 36. I can't be walking around smelling crazy sweet and crazy synthetic. Even if I'm smelling sweet, I can't only smell sweet. Give me some woods, pause. Give me some incense. Give me some dried fruits. Give me some smoke. Give me some some florals, give me some mineralic, give me some suede, give me some leather, give me some seasoning, like some sauce, some saison, whatever it is. Like, yo, they gotta quit playing, bro. How you feel about Polo 67? Is this Polo 67? Yeah, I got this. We got the review dropping. I don't want to share what I feel about Polo 67 because we're dropping a review on it next week. We just did the review on that. Okay, keep going. I'm trying to get to the bottom, guys. Pause. Greetings. Have you tried Sugar Daddy by Fugazi? And if so, what do you think about this perfume? I haven't, Daniel. I apologize. I haven't put my nose on that. A few words on Lattafa Fakar. YSL YEDP clone. That's all you need to know. If you want YSL Y on a budget, you get Lattafa Fakar. $20, 100 ml. I wouldn't call it nuclear, but it's absolutely a beast mode fragrance. And quite frankly, in the same way that Lattafa Sacrat doesn't get enough love, and a lot of people own it, but nobody really talks about it. Nobody really talks about Fakar Black. It's like a pit stop for them. They're like, oh yeah, that's a YSLY, and then they kind of leave it at that. But Fakar is a really, really nice alternative to YSLY. And I think YSLY is such a circumstantial date night fragrance. Real YSLY, though, smells really nice. I'm not going to cap. But even though I like YSLY, it is still not my go-to, for lack of better words, panty dropper fragrance that y'all like to refer to with y'all's date nights. I want, as a man, when I go in and I'm trying to sweep my wife off her feet, I'm going for incense. There's a couple different bags I like to go into. I like to go into my Dior Homme bag, right? Powdery floral bag. I like to go into something smoky, something with a little touch of incense behind it. And I like to go into my super duper masculine bag, woods, aromatics. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's that classy, modern fougere man's man, the man your wife when she was a little girl would smell and want her dad to be like that. Then there's the sweet variation, you know, the spicy, sweet, seductive, you know, your Tom Ford Noir type thread. There's really 4 bags you want to go into, I think, as a grown man. You know, you want to go with that classiness. You want to go with that spicy, vanillic, sweet. You want to go with something with masculine florals and powder. And then the other one I mentioned. I'm losing brain cells right now trying to recall what I'm going through. I might have to file for Social Security sooner than I thought. Yeah. Yeah, Fakar's nice. Just picked up YSLY Elixir and I'm loving it so far. YSLY is nice. Bro, you look like an Indian. Yo, I'm going to tell you this right now, Mr. A. I pass for any ethnicity. All I got to do is put on the right outfit. I pass for black. I pass for Mexican. I pass for Middle Eastern. I pass for Indian. I pass for South African. I pass for Australian. Bro, I can make it anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world. When you're bald, light-skinned with a beard, I can go anywhere. I can go to Japan if I really wanted. If I really wanted to go to Japan, I'd cut the beard all the way off and go with the Ninja Turtle look, and they would think I was Japanese. I'm not playing. If you were recommended a fragrance for a 16-year-old, what would it be? I mean, I recommended the Holy Grail for 16-year-olds. Matter of fact, I'm going to put out an episode on that. And I'm not going to say this again because I said it earlier. And Greenlee typed it in the chat. But I think the Holy Grail for a 16-year-old, what was the third one I picked? Is right here. Oh, no. Oh, no, I'm crazy. I might be capping on one of these fragrances. I forgot. I think one of them I might be wrong, but it doesn't matter. This one will work as well. Bleu de Chanel clone, Club de Nuit iconic, $20, 100 ml. Bleu de Chanel, but performs better. Sahib Intense, $35, cloning Louis Vuitton's Imagination. Halloween Man Shot. So here's the utility case. Is you will only pay $80 and get all 3 of these fragrances first and foremost. So that's what that's what you do with your 16-year-old. You're not getting them in a nice car when they can drive. You're getting them something with some utility where they can practice and earn their stripes. So with this, we're cloning 3 classic DNAs. The playful and upscale Louis Vuitton Imagination. This is not cloning anything, but it is a romantic, sweet fragrance in the wheelhouse of Le Male Elixir, and kids absolutely love Jean-Paul Gaultier fragrances, so it's sweet, but it's a little more upscale, masculine, so if he's 16, he'll feel 17 or 18, and then his utility, everyday fragrance, blind grab wear, which is gonna be Club de Nuit iconic, also an alternative to Bleu de Chanel. $80 gets you all of this, and he will have an everyday fragrance, a date night fragrance, and a playful on the beach, casual, going to a party, hanging out with the bros, hanging out with some girls he wants to think he's interesting. This is the trio, the trinity right here. Very affordable starter kit, and your son or a 16-year-old will absolutely love you. And he will smell better than everybody. And you can stamp that by the scent bubble. All right, guys, we're signing off pretty soon. You can have a 24-hour ban. Thank you so much. That's all good, Trace. Trace, don't worry about it. We got mods, baby. We got mods. When you're in the scent bubble, you got mods. So you know what that means? You got a broom. You got digital brooms that just, just let the AI do its work. It'll start sweeping them all out. Ferragamo Bright Leather, amazing. Good stuff, dropping a lot of knowledge. Frank, I appreciate y'all. Any last minute questions? I'm gonna start rolling up on the chat, speaking 1,000 miles a minute. Reference Most Nuclear, Ministry of Oud Satin. I gotta go to bed, good stream. Trace, I hope I helped you out. I hope I brought you value. Sleep well, sleep well, my friend. Creed Green Irish Tweed, or is this Lattafa? Armaf. Très Nuit. To me, this is like 85-90 Green Irish Tweed. Green Irish Tweed is not a special DNA to me. I prefer the Silver Mountain Water, to be honest with you. And for the most authentic Silver Mountain Water, I'm going off Non-Supremacy in Heaven. This smells the most exactly like Creed Silver Mountain Water. But if I'm going to go green, guys, green aquatic, I'm going with the new Aqua di Gio EDP. That fragrance surprised me because Profumo has always been my favorite. But because I'm so familiar with the DNA, I really appreciated the kind of nuance they went with that Aqua di Gio right there, that EDP. Dolce & Gabbana Intenso is the greatest scent of all time. All right, buddy. Prada Luna Rosa. Prada Luna Rosa Ocean. So here's the trio you got to worry about with Prada. Suit and Tie. Prada Luna Rosa Black. Everyday Blind Grab Utility Fragrance. Prada Luna Rosa Ocean. Even though it leans romantic, it's still an everyday wear because it's light, it's airy, it's fresh, it's aquatic. Showstopper, slightly playful, semi-formal to formal, is going to be, which to me is a much better rendition. If you like Mancera Red Tobacco, you are going to think this fragrance is 100 times better than Red Tobacco. Prada Luna Rosa Le Parfum Red Top. There you go. That's all you need from Prada. That's it. I'm still here. That's a killer combo. Oh, Kicks, I told you, bro. I was dropping bars. It was like 98. I'm in the valley. Palm trees, but ain't Cali. It was hourly, not on a salary. Laundry day, it was an outing. I'm in the 4th grade, a little man. No sack lunch, just a meal plan. Kids club until sundown. Just bro and I in the field, man. Mom pulled up, whipping Goldie. Electronica and some oldies. Just mom and us, but it was cozy. In the backseat, a little trophies. I'm priest, but I ain't have faith yet. In the alleyway with a tape deck. Everything broke outside on the play set. A court to shoot but ain't paved yet. Lump ball fall through a fake net. Roller rink with the wave set. Sang Genuine at the sock hop. Mom worked there so we paid less. We'll get to that later. The light one on the left. Do you really like it? Light one on the left. I hope you're talking about my left. If you're talking about this one of the best fragrances of 2024. If you're talking about this one, decent. I don't know if you mean my left. I don't know. You'd have to say what color the juice was. Here, I'll let you look real quick. Oud satin stronger than Bihan? 100%, Lewis. 100%. Nuclear. Listen to me. Nuclear. Off Nonturati blue is cold. I like it. Amir Celestial Extrait de Parfum. Amir Celestial Extrait de Parfum. What do you think of Amir Celestial? Amir Celestial. Is this an extrait? Oh, most worn fragrance of 2024. It will be in the top. It's not the best fragrance of 2024 for me, but it is the most worn fragrance of 2024 to me. This bottle, this juice, this note profile is criminally underrated and insanely special. That DNA needs to be preserved and bottled up forever. I would buy 5 bottles of Amir Celestial, and y'all know that if you watch my channel. How is Jean Lo Noir, and do you have it? It's trash. Abdul, it's trash. Do not buy it. How is... Yeah, I already did. Don't ask multiple questions. Hey, bro, you already know Randy. I think we cousins. I don't know Randy. I don't know who Randy is. You can't just say a single name, bro. Best fragrance for a 20-year-old. Any of the ones I recommended for the teens. Any of the ones. Any of the ones. For a 20-year-old, Amir Celestial. Amir Sidrat Essence. Latafa Zanzibar. Odyssey Om Black Edition. Lalique Icus. Club D Nuit Milestone. Club D Nuit Intense Man. Club D Nuit Iconic. FOMO Fragheads Asylum. FOMO Gary's Den. Off Non-Supremacy in Heaven. Like, bro, Ferragamo Bright Leather. Like, there's just everything up here. Well, no, not everything. 50% of what's up here will work for you, bro. There you go, Greenlee. Follow what Greenlee's saying. Favorite three I almost said favorite three. Pff, that was crazy pause. I don't have a favorite 3 frags. I never do. I wear all this stuff all the time. I ain't one of these fragrance reviewers that only be wearing a couple fragrances at a time. I rarely wear the same fragrance back to back, with the exception of Mancera Vetiver Sensual last year, and with the exception of Amir Celestial. I run through fragrances like socks. The scent bubble. What is the best for a 20-year-old? Already went over that, man. Already went over that. I shouted some names out. Follow Greenlee in the chat. He's transcribing my stuff. Hey, do we call you the scent bubble? What do you want to be called? Scent bubble's cool. I mean, you could just say, I don't know. You could just at me at the scent bubble whenever you chat. I'll know who you are. Y'all wouldn't want to call me by my real name. It's too simple. Vintage Green Banana Republic. Vintage Green 78 is incredible. Fig, green, tea, bright. Super slept on. I think if I was to buy a 100 ml bottle of any Banana Republic fragrance, it would be Vintage Green 78. Maybe close second might be Cypress Cedar or not Black Platinum. I can't cap. I don't know. I seem to like fragrances that people don't like out of the line. I like Grassland. I like Pure White. I like Midnight Hour. I like freaking Vintage Green 78. I mean, I don't like any of the fruit ones. But I have all of them. Like, if y'all look right here, there's all of them. I don't even know if that showed you guys correctly, but that's all of them. Do you recommend Parfum de Marley Oa John? Absolutely. Actually, no. Here's the thing about Oa John. Oa John is amazing. To me, they kind of take a similar approach as Lamal Elixir, and it smells way more expensive than that. Honey, there's a bunch of stuff going on in it, but I think it might be Fragrance World that did a fragrance called Legion, Legion. You can find it on Triple Traders. It is a little expensive for a clone. I think it's about 30 or 40 bucks. It's probably closer to 40 after shipping, but it is spot on with Oa John. So, or Ojan, whichever people pronounce it as. But I did an Ojan review and it got a lot of feedback on it. If you bought Ojan, it's an incredible fragrance and it's worth its money. But Fragrance World, I'm not sure if it's Fragrance World, but it is called Legion. If you type Legion fragrance on Triple Trader, you'll see it. The bottle looks exactly like it, black and gold. And that, I wouldn't even call that an alternative. It's almost dead ringer. It's like 95% close to Ojan. And that right there will save you a ton of money. I told you Jean Lowe's trash. Or not Jean Lowe, but I told you the Jean Lowe Noir is trash. Do you remember... do you get a marshmallow vibe in Amir Al Oud like you do in By the Fireplace? I don't think the marshmallow is quite intense. And matter of fact, I just am currently going through the Maison Margiela Discovery set. I've showed you guys this. I've showed you guys this. This was an absolute steal. I got it on at Ross. It was a Maison Margiela Discovery kit for 16 bucks. Absolutely insane. I've never seen that before in my life. So I bought it immediately. And if there was like 10 of them, I would have bought 10 of them and did giveaways on the channel. But it has By the Fireplace in it and all the other popular ones. We're going through them right now. As you can see, I've done 3 reviews so far for Maison Margiela, but I don't want to have an entire week dedicated to Maison Margiela. So we're going to kind of do offset ones. We're going to do like some niche, Maison Margiela. Some designer, Maison Margiela. Some clones, some Maison Margiela. Some female, you know. But I haven't got to Fireplace yet, but I have smelled Fireplace many times. And that kind of marshmallowy vibe, people don't really recreate that well in clones, at least to the degree that Fireplace does. They do definitely nail the other part of that fragrance, though, that kind of sweet by the fire feel. It just feels more synthetic. The marshmallow note's really hard to capture without smelling super synthetic. Noah. Oh, cool. I answered your question for you. Noah, thank you so much for the super chat, bro. Matter of fact, Noah, you are the first super chat to the scent bubble. You are the first super chat sent to this channel, and I think we should celebrate it. For being the first super chat, Noah, I'm gonna send me a DM or go to my community page on my comment section and give me your email or something, somewhere where you can send me your address, and I will send you one decant, 5 ml. So I will send you a 5 ml decant of this size. So it'll be enough for like 100 sprays or something, or 50 to 100 sprays. And you can pick any fragrance from my entire collection, and I will give you a 5 ml and mail it out to you next week. So thank you for being the first super chat. A lot of y'all don't know this, but the channel is getting so much attention right now. We're creeping into the 300 to 400,000 view category. So for a channel with only like 1,200 subscribers, that's pretty incredible. We're growing at an insane rate. But a lot of y'all don't know this, but I'm making an exclusive subscription club for this channel that will probably offer more value than every fragrance channel on here combined. It's going to actually give you full access to my collection behind you guys and all my new fragrances that I get, where you'll pretty much be able to get constant monthly samples of your choice from anything that I'm getting and recommend bottles for me to pick up so that you can get it for cheaper, etc. But anyways, Noah, if you want to take me up on that offer, buddy, I will send you a free 5 ml of anything from my collection. And my collection is listed on the Fragrantica website. I'd be happy to get you a decant of anything that you're interested in trying. And thank you so much for sending me a super chat. You are the first. Surprisingly and shockingly, you are the first to give me a super chat. Appreciate you. Okay. I can tell I'm super behind. Oh, wait. No, I'm not super behind. Sorry, guys. Just give me a quick second. I'm just cleaning up. How is the third one on my right? This one you shouldn't buy. This one you should blind buy. This one, if you don't like cherry, don't buy it. It's cherry and almond. This one is Dumb Reach blind buy worthy. You should buy 5 bottles of it. What's a good dupe of Paradise Garden? Hey, would somebody help me out in the chat? I forgot, somebody named it earlier. What was the Paradise Garden clone that just dropped recently? Somebody write it in the chat for Blake so he knows. I haven't bought it yet, and I'm a little brain dead right now, so I can't think of the name of it. It might have been from Latafa. I don't know if it was Kingdom or something, but help him out with the Paradise Garden dupe. Okay, it looks like we're almost through the chat, guys. Issey Miyake, the original one, what do you think? Not much, just his will. I mean, I believe it's a classic. I haven't put my nose to it in so long I couldn't tell you. I don't have strong feelings about it, but I think it is kind of like a staple of FragCom. But it's not special, but it's old. I don't know. I don't want to diss it if you like it, but I'm not the hugest fan. But I do respect where it sits in the fragrance community. PDM Ojan, yes. Fragrance World Legion smells great. Great clone. Yes, he is right. Do you have recommendation for plug-in air fresheners? That would be a great episode, actually. What is a great fragrance to just spray in your room? I'm going to do an episode on that. Dun, dun. Okay. Alternative to PDM Ojan. Thank you, Greenlee. Greenlee, you are super cool, bro. You are MVP tonight. Good stuff. Do you have a decent page? What's a decent page? Thoughts on Acqua di Gio Profumo. Best Acqua di Gio ever made. Okay. Hey, yo, I made it to the bottom. Hey, we're going to end on a beatbox, especially since we got Kicks in here. Kicks, you're going to have to come on here and get that Wheel of Fragrance work, bro. I'm tired of you ducking the smoke. Get on here so we can do Wheel of Fragrance. We're going to end right now on a beatbox, and I'm going to leave y'all with that. Let me run this beat back because this little melody is crazy. It's The Alchemist, so of course it's going to be fire, right? It's like, should we freestyle to this or should we beatbox? We'll do a little bit of both, hopefully. Okay, this will be a slower beatbox, but we'll do something. Hopefully y'all were able to hear that audio. Abdul, You gotta scroll up in the chat, Abdul. Club de Nuit Iconic or Latafa Sacrat. Club de Nuit Iconic, Latafa Sacrat. What the heck were my fragrances? Jesus de Pozo Halloween Man Shot. And Sahib Intense from Ard Al Zafran. I used to be the scratch master. I'm gonna be honest with you. I used to be a scratch sensei. And I still am, but to really get in my scratch bag, I need to be beatboxing more. When I was younger, I used to compete and do competitions and stuff like that. And a lot of the people you guys see on YouTube that are blowing up right now are guys that I used to battle when I was a kid. Guys like Korean Effects, guys like ZD from, I don't know if he's from Belgium or like the Netherlands, I forget. But I used to battle a lot of the best beatboxers that you guys see today. They're from my class. We're around the same age. And when I was coming up beatboxing on the west side of the United States, I would run into these guys online and people would hear about all of us and try to put us in different battles before there were like official tournaments and stuff. So I haven't beatboxed truthfully in like 15, 20 years. So y'all are catching residue from 20 years ago. But if I really got in my scratch bag and like just practice, matter of fact, that's what we'll do. Every time we go live, we'll do at least one freestyle and one beatbox. We'll freestyle about the fragrances behind me. We'll do like a word association. Y'all can type and I'll freestyle based off what y'all put in the chat. Appreciate you, Greenleaf, for that repeat. Also on the fragrance side, I'm currently, for the past couple of years, working with Bleu de Chanel Full Oil. Okay. But recently, completely out of character for what I like, tested the Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Summer Vibes. Oh, you're not asking a question. You're making comments. Okay. I see you, bro. I mean, you know, Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue, I think you have to go with intense or extreme. Dolce & Gabbana regular light blue is too weak sauce to me. Like, intense or extreme, I forget whatever the name of it is. I feel like you have to go with that, or it's just like, you might as well get Mont Blanc Starwalker. It's gonna give you the same thing, but more performance. I feel like they do a whistle scratch kind of though. That's something I'm not able to do. It's hard and harsh and not as nuanced. Yeah, I mean, what I learned in my journey as a beatboxer is that people gravitate towards stuff they liked when they grew up. Some people sounded like Rozelle, real bassy, real like kick drum heavy. Some people gravitated towards guys like Korean Effects who were doing a lot of the super fast, you know, like that type of stuff. Some people were doing scratch bass, which I was like a scratch technician, but I was doing all three because I didn't want to be lacking. And then some people do the EDM stuff. Some people do the Jamaican stuff. You know, like it's just, everybody falls into a style and they kind of master it. So if you're EDM, you're doing all the little sound effects. If you're doing a trip hop stuff, you're just focusing on speed. If you're a Rozelle kind of guy, you're focusing on a little bit of scratching, but more like power and bass. But that was the cool thing about beatboxing that back then, is you kind of learned about beatboxers through their style. Boom, boom. You specify which Versace, but not which Jean Paul. I don't know what you're saying, Omar. I'm sorry. I'm getting tired. I'm glossing over. Okay. I mean, that's what's up. That's what's up, Potassium. That's what's up. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into the Scent Bubble. I'm not going to ask y'all to like, comment, and subscribe because we already got an insane amount of likes tonight. I appreciate y'all. We got episodes dropping every single day this week. Make sure if you guys want to send me a picture of your collections, you can email me at scentbubblesubmit@gmail.com. That's scentbubblesubmit@gmail.com. You send me a picture of your fragrance collection. I just started a new series called Let Me Rate Your Fragrance Collection. And it's really dope. I already dropped the first episode of it. We reviewed like 10 different collections, and so I'm excited to review my viewers' collections, say what I think's good and bad about your fragrance collection, but more importantly, make recommendations on, based off what you have, what I think you should add to your collection and what I appreciate about your collection. Really good interactive way to spend time with y'all. And I appreciate when you guys interact, because I get my ideas from you guys. I only built this for community. So it's not just cool for me to just post content ideas and stuff like that. To me, even though I have like 1,200 subscribers, I truly only have like 100 subscribers, because only 100 out of those 1,200 to me truly engage and give feedback and share their experiences. And so, you know, the numbers are all cool. The growth is cool, but I appreciate everybody who taps in. Greenlee, I super appreciate the fact that you transcribed every recommended fragrance tonight. That has not gone overlooked. If you want to do that in some kind of capacity when I go live, it doesn't have to be every time, because I don't trust your availability is that open. But in the future, if you're regularly doing that in this channel, I'm gonna hook you up with some decants or something like that, just so you can kind of because that takes a lot of work to write the fragrances down and the prices and all that. I really appreciate that. Last question cleanup here. Why is Noir bad? Just wondering, because I never tried it. I just don't think it's worth your money, Abdul. And Jean Lowe did not do the Noir fragrance well. I think it's a waste of money going with Jean Lowe. If you like that DNA, I think you either need to buy the original or just wait until a valid clone of it comes out. Jean Lowe did not do that fragrance good. There's not many Jean Lowe fragrances that I feel do justice to what it's cloning. You get a lot of juice, it's affordable, but they just didn't really nail it with that one to me. Did you ever try the Banana Republic fragrance that was very woody and darker? I think they discontinued it about 15 years ago. If you're talking about Black Platinum, yeah, I have it, but I don't think you're talking about Black Platinum. Yeah, I mean, I have just about every Banana Republic fragrance behind me. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 11 Banana Republic fragrances. I know that's not all of them, but I have a lot of them. All of the ones most talked about. In fact, I had to stop myself yesterday from getting Midnight Hour, even though I already have a small bottle, just because I'm over Banana Republic. I like Banana Republic's 50 mLs and 30 ml bottles because I can just take them with me to kind of spritz up, but I've kind of graduated Banana Republic in a lot of ways. There's many cheap fragrances I haven't graduated from, but I'm starting to get my personality in fragrance more, where I know what I like, you know, at my age that I'm at now. But anyways, guys, love y'all, man. Thank you so much for tuning into the Scent Bubble. If I did not answer your question tonight, or just now you thought of a new question and you know I'm signing off, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Please copy paste your question into the comment section of this video. In about 10 minutes, this video will go live publicly. And as long as you go into the comment section and paste your question, I respond within 1 hour, no matter what. So if you want your question answered and I didn't answer it, I apologize. As you guys know, my chat box is insane when I go live. And so that's where you put your question and that's where I'll answer it. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the Scent Bubble. Thanks for bearing with me. I've been standing up now for almost an hour and a half, probably over that. Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Cap, no, they don't. Big Cap, they do not. Great vanilla fragrance for you. $20 is going to be Lattafa's Eternal Oud, mimicking Maison Francis Kurkdjian's Grand Soir. Vanilla, amber, That's going to be one of the most affordable fragrances that you get, and it's probably going to be better than anything Banana Republic could even think of. But no, there's not a vanilla fragrance. Anyways, love you guys. Take care. Have a good day. I'll talk to you soon.